All right, this House now recognizes the leader of opposition to give a rebuttal speech lasting no longer than 5 minutes.
All right. Just briefly go over my thank yous. I would like to thank the judge for being here. I would like to thank my partner. I would like to thank the opposition. First, a quick recommend. I would like to go on case with my opposition's points and their counters, and I would like to go off case to readdress our points and what we believe and stuff like that. All right. So they were talking about as in subsidies are good. Well, actually, the point of that is subsidies is a good subsidy. They explain themselves. It's basically a bailout. Now, once you hear this word, you think of your mind. All the banks that were bailed out, did they help them with their workers? No. They helped them by buying private jets and things for themselves. Basically, pork belly spending. And you said also, going back to your point, as in capitalism is good because it helps people. We were implying socialism, as in this wealth is distributed equally. So in that way, everyone's responsible for themselves. As in capitalism, we were implying that as in the rich were the only ones to benefit from this, as in, so that's why our definition would be, and our value would be better, because taxing the rich, the top, taxing the rich and stuff like that. Just briefly going back to my roadmap, I will go off case back to our points, and after that, I would go over voters as well. Okay, and also just saying that subsidies are good, and then subsidies are bad actually, and they were implying that subsidies are good, and then also they also said that without subsidies, jobs would fail. Well, actually, that to the contrary, back to my argument as in capitalism is good. Back to their argument as in capitalism is good. Subsidies would not. There is no guarantee that the government will know what is going on with the money that they've been bailed out. They've been given to bail out, and the government will have no idea or will be aware. They don't know if they might be using him as bonus, which they have, and they don't know if they're using him as private jets or buying expensive cars, which they've had, and we have solid proof of that too. And they also said private only equals government ties. Well, that is private only, as in like private companies, private actually goes, but the FDA as in Food Drug Administration, or Food Drug Administration as in like also food. You've forgotten the big part, food. Food, it's not just drugs, it's food, so that drops also that point too. And famine, yes. And they also go back to the point that a lot of Americans work at private companies I am not going to take your question right now.
Can you just explain?
I'm not going to take your question. Yeah, I'm not. No, actually, they are.
They are.
I'm not going to take it. And, yeah. Okay. And, I would just like to go over a couple of reassuring points that they also said this is not an abuse of fiat, but we've never addressed fiat. And they also defining their value clearly, and then defining it all. And they said that their value was implied. We did not get that implication. Also, and they changed their value, so that would be considered as a moving target, which would go into our roadmap as a voter. And their T, they said our T was countered and addressed as invalid, but no, it wasn't, because since they created a moving target by addressing the value and fully describing it in their in their member of government, they made a moving target, so the T is still up. They also have gotten their voter on case and off case wrong, because that way it confuses. They said the off case was R, and then they said the on case was theirs, and then also that is a strict screw up of the trichotomy of debate. And yes, and for those reasons you should